Welcome to our super thrilling horse race showdown. Today, it's not just a simple race between two horses, but a regional debate. When asked by the media, the horse owner scoffed and said, "The champion is the superstar of the horse racing world, not afraid of a wannabe. So, they should just cool off somewhere else." The trio around the radio was fuming. They couldn't take this humiliation. Charles offered a huge bounty, the highest ever, $100. The news shocked everyone. For old Tom, a wealthy man, 100 was just pocket change. Despite that, the race went on as planned, and Red was a shoo-in for the trophy. But in the final stretch, an opponent surged from behind, and poor Red acted like he didn't hear the starting gun. It was too late. He lost by a whisker, and when old Tom questioned him, he despaired, shouting, "Oh my!" It dawned on old Tom that Red had lost his right eye boxing in a shady past. Furious, he thought this lying one-eyed wonder wasn't fit to be a knight. Yet surprisingly, when Charles found out, he wasn't mad at all. He actually bounced old Tom's words back like a boomerang. "No worries, it's all good. Don't let one race ruin your whole life," because Red was a bit of a mess. But when Charles saw the newspaper bashing Red, he quickly called a press conference to announce, first, Red is forever the rider of Biscuit. Second, since the champion won't come to stir things up, we'll go on offense and win every race he's in until the two horses clash for real. Each time they passed a city, Charles delivered a passionate speech. In a world filled with forgetful folks, Red and Biscuit provided the inspiration and hope people needed. The showdown seemed more a battle of common folk vs. wealth. Finally, under the press scrutiny, the rich man helplessly accepted the challenge. But he insisted the race take place on his home turf. Plus, since the champion disliked hurdles, the race started with the bell. Charles readily agreed, set for 2 weeks later. At first, they thought the champion was just a media myth. But when they sneakily peeked into the training room, their jaws dropped. That horse's speed was like lightning. If they followed and surged, Biscuit would definitely lose. Because if that monster took off, no horse could catch up. It seemed they had to switch strategies to win. To help Biscuit get used to the bell, they switched training to nighttime, bringing the bell at crucial moments. The forlorn, Biscuit could run like the wind in the dark. Red, sightless, blindly trusted Biscuit's speed, letting him dart through the shadows. 2 weeks slipped by, and Biscuit's strength soared. Just then, Red ran into his former employer. A victim of a failing business, his former boss had only a horse that wasn't too hot left and wanted Red to ride it for practice. He hoped it'd fetch a higher price. Before his former boss finished, Red agreed, owing him a favor. But mid-loop, a tractor backfired, spooking the horse. Red was thrown hard to the ground, and in the chaos, he couldn't free his foot from the stirrup, being dragged several meters. Red barely escaped with his life, but his right leg was shattered. Even if he healed, had been left with a permanent limp, riding again was out of the question. So, Charles had to cancel the race, but Red was adamant about disagreeing. This was Biscuit's honor. After some serious thought, Red proposed that his best buddy George ride in his place, since George was also an elite jockey. While in bed, Red passed on old Tom's strategies and Biscuit riding tips, discussing everything until nightfall. And they weren't merely sharing tips. They were imparting knowledge to each other on how to love and persistently fighting for the dreams of their youth. Finally, Red told George to close the door, as he was about to reveal the secret to Biscuit's guaranteed victory. At the start of the race, you charge ahead with Biscuit, but in the last curve, you slowed down and let the opponent catch up. George looked stunned and asked, "Why would you do that?" "Because if you manage to lift up his head along with the horses and let him witness all of this, he simply won't lose. You can only slow down in the last run to let him have a clear view." And finally, the eagerly awaited race day arrived. As the sun rose, the racetrack was cars lined up for blocks outside, like 15 streets long. While waiting, people had already devoured 60,000 hot dogs and 2,000 cakes and 4,000 tons of cola. All the factories were closed for half a day so employees could tune into the race. That day, over 40 million Americans tuned in for the race. Biscuit's odds were 2-1, not favored by the capital. But when Biscuit stepped onto the track, the crowd erupted in cheers. He was the hero of the common people. As the starting bell rang, Biscuit bolted ahead just like in training. The audience surged alongside Biscuit, their spirit soaring. As they reached the final curve, Biscuit was 2 horses ahead, absolutely dominating. Slow it down, slow it down. You must understand that not everyone wishes to abandon the lead for an elusive warrior spirit. George certainly proved Red right, gradually tightening the reins. Biscuit eased his pace, and the opponent closed in. Soon, the 2 horses raced neck and neck. Biscuit caught his rival's glance. He felt an unprecedented pressure that lit the warrior spirit within him. Now, come on, George, let him loose. Now, come on, George. Let's do this, Jerry. Let it go. Faster, let it go. Faster, let it go. Faster, don't hesitate, let it go. Faster, let it go.